Buddy Lee 318. The new sound of trail ride music, Louisiana bred, Southern soul rave, party starter, the ranch rollers turn up, the new line dance legend in the making. Known for rocking stages at the trail ride, seen with Fox Emile and saw by Jeter Jones, the trail ride king himself, and signed the Jones Boys Entertainment. So slide down I-49 with your boy, straight out the Bayou State, after the break with J. Paul and Louisiana's own Buddy Lee 318.
Hello world, I'm back. It's me again. J. Paul, from the window to the wall. Here with another guest, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, this guy here is a legend in the making. Please believe me when I say it. Guy is a Southern soul singer, swing out singer, whatever you want to call it. He get the party jumping and pumping, man. And I will say this. These guys here grab the microphone. Watch your ladies, man. I'm talking about a Louisiana native, man. Lake Charles born. Buddy Lee 318. How you doing today, good brother?
Yo, what's up, man? Glad to be here, J. Paul, man. Thank you for having me, brother. It's a good day, man.
Hey, man, thank you, man, for gracing us with your presence, man. This is overdue, in my personal opinion. You know, my platform, right. I don't know if you know, for the title, After the Break. It originally started from a radio show, After the Break, so when people come after they break, they can check me out. But But it has a double meaning. After you break, the mental change. So after the people break the mental change, they can get to who they truly are and their true purpose, man, like yourself, man. And we see you shining and grinding, good brother. Glad
that's dope, man. I like that. I like that.
Yes, sir. So Buddy Lee, man, tell us, bro, where did all start for Buddy Lee?
I guess it's always been a part of me. I come from a musical family. My mom played the church. He played the piano for the church, and my dad played the saxophone in the nightclub. He had his own jazz band. So my earliest memories are getting my hands popped at the piano at choir rehearsal, trying to hit the keys on the piano when my mom was playing. And then you may come home and my dad might have a jazz band rehearsing in the living room, house full of smoke, you know. And not only that, he composed classical music as well. He was a professor for a little while. So, I mean, music is just in me. I have two sisters. They sing like songbirds. So, you know, I was just kind of destined to do music at the end of the day, you know.
Basically, it just started from birth, all in your house.
Right. You know, yeah, of course, you know, as most people in the South, rooted in the church choir, you know, we sang there and started performing there first, you know, and learned how to harmonize and hit the right notes on cue in front of people, you know. So that's pretty much what it is, man. It's just in me.
Interesting you bring up your roots in church, because for most of us, church was the first place any of us got a spotlight.
Right.
And it's my belief that although people may say they have formal training in entertaining or within their craft, but all training is valuable.
Right. I definitely don't have any formal training. I just fly by the seat of my pants out here.
Hey man, because being on stage and having that spotlight, man, it's totally different. People think it's easy, but it's not.
You know, because you had a pressure of, do they like it? Do they not? You know, is it just, okay, hurry up so we can get to the main act? You just the opening act, get out of the way, you know? So, you know, we've been getting a lot of positive feedback here lately, especially since I signed the deal here recently, you know, and getting brought out by Jeter Jones, and he introduced me as his artist. You know, now they want to take pictures when I get done. So that's new. You know, it was kind of a shock at first, you know, because I was standing right next to Jeter Jones, and the lady walked up, hey, I want to get a picture. I was like, well, ask him. I mean, he can take a picture with everybody else. She's like, no, I want to take a picture with you. I was like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, let's take pictures now. So, you know, I spend most of the night doing that. And I just enjoy it. I take it for what it is, because, I mean, it could be over tomorrow. So I just enjoy the ride as we go, you know.
Man, that's big, man. Congratulations to you, bro. I mean, to be acknowledged and embraced by artists on that level, I'm pretty sure it's pressure, because I'm pretty sure you've been grinding for a while.
Well, not necessarily pressure, because I mean I'm ready. I've been ready for a long time. Okay. But we knew you know, me and the people that rock with me knew that I just needed somebody to let me in and put the stamp on me, you know. So I mean, it's just a big opportunity, you know. It's not so much pressure because I already put enough pressure on myself because everybody's, oh, congratulations, you made it, you made it. I still feel like I hadn't done nothing yet, you know. So it's hard to say thank you, and it's hard to tell people, well, I really ain't done nothing because, of course, yeah, I do have a foot in the door now, but I mean, the work has just begun.
We hear artists say that all the time, man. Now I have a deal, but I'm just getting started. How long have you been grinding before you got to this point?
Professionally, I've been doing music for 20 years. It started off as just a hobby. You know, I moved to Texas fresh out of high school, and everybody want to listen to Screwed and Chopped music. So I just started making that on the computer just so I can make a quick, hey, $10. I start taking requests. If you want a specialized mixtape with Screwed and Chopped songs, it's 15, just so I can keep some money in my pocket. And the guy was like, man, maybe you should get a mic and so you can start talking and introduce yourself on there. And I got it. And the first thing I did was started rapping on it, So, it just kind of took off from there. About 2003, went on down to Southern. I had my first mixtape as soon as I made it on the yard, when we had to leave, I had my first mixtape ready to pass out, So, with freestyling on the yard, when they have the events on Fridays, I met somebody from Lafayette and started recording at Laftex Records down in Lafayette. And that was, for those that don't know, that was the studio between Lafayette and Texas. So whenever they come down that I-10 corridor from Houston, they stop there, get their show mixes, record, whatever they have to do. So, I've always been in the studio with big names. I've always been right on the cusp of making it and having my opportunity, but it was always like the doors would open and then close right in my face as soon as I get ready to walk through, to the point, about 5 years ago, I gave up on music. I was done with it. I was trying to rap for so long, I was just like, man, I'm just done with it. Life happens. I was supposed to have a demo deal with Mr. Lee. He's from Alexandria, major producer from Alexandria, does a lot of work with a bunch of Houston artists, but for whatever reason that didn't pan out. Well, it was my fault. It wasn't going, I was a young man and it wasn't going as fast as I thought it should have been going. And I said some things that I couldn't take back, but at the time I meant it. Looking back now that I'm older, I look back like, man, I shouldn't have done that. I should have just been patient. But at the time I was young, I was ready. It was like, it's now or never. And, like I said some things I couldn't take back, but I meant it, and it just didn't work out. We took care of our obligations and moved on. But, I gave up on it, and I was trying to ghostwrite for people, for the artists I knew, DZ2 Exclusive, the J Will Specials, I was trying to ghostwrite for them, but they wouldn't take my songs. They were like, man, that sounds good or whatever, but you need to get in the studio and record it yourself, So I told my wife, a couple years ago, I was like, hey, I'm gonna make another big push at it. I'm gonna give it all I got, and if it don't work, and it's over with for me. I feel like I got something left. And she was like, it's about time, So went in, we did two rap projects. And my producer, K-Sam, he always lets me hear music from artists from Alexandria, what they're doing, what they're coming in recording, and got done with the project. And he let me hear some of his music because he's a phenomenal singer, So I asked him, I was like, man, when you gonna put this out? He was like, I gotta do some more writing on it. I was like, man, you know how much ghostwriting I did? I got R&B songs on deck, Yeah. So he was like, no, you need to come in, record it yourself, and we'll make it sound dope. But the crazy thing is, I hate singing. Like, I absolutely hate it. I don't feel like a strong singer. I feel like I'm a background singer. So I don't really like to sing on tracks. But, came home and talked to my wife, and she was like, what's the worst that can happen? You go in there, you don't like it, you don't use it, So went in, and the first track that we did was Dance With Me, featuring Soul Baby Groove and Special Eddie. We did that one first, and after that, it was like, the people I was dealing with, they was like, hey, that's your lane. We don't want no more rap stuff. We want Zydeco and Southern Soul. That's it. That's what we're going to push. So it's just a blessing to know where I came from, the journey I took, and it makes me ready for this new opportunity. It puts me in the mindset of, I know how to get in, work, get it done. If you want an album, here you go. I can get it done for you. So it's just experience. You have to go through life to get to where you need to be. Just get you ready for it.
A lot of people we hear in the industry, man, that's typically their journey. 10 years, 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 20 years, and then they pop.
Right.
They pop. Man, I understand the frustration and discouragement because we even look at the younger generation, how impatient they are.
Right.
And people often say, I'm not going to do a career 20 years, 20 years to stay on the job. But when you love something, you're going to do it for life.
Right.
You mentioned something that a lot of people don't have, man. They got support at home from a wife. They got support at home from somebody that believe in them and push them. And how important is that to have that support? Because you said earlier, you stopped believing in yourself. You was giving up.
Right. Well, she was always my biggest fan, and she knew that I loved it. So when you got somebody that supports you and loves you, if you love something, they love it for you. For trail ride music, you need a woman's aspect. You want the women to dance to it and the men to follow. So I let her hear it first, and she's going to, she'll tell me, hey, I don't like that, or I don't know about that beat, or you might need to rewrite that. It's rare for her to just off the top just say, hey, I like that. But if I get that from her, I know I got something. If that's the first thing she say, well, that's it right there. I know I got something on my hand.
You got everything in one. You got a muse, an A&R, and everything at home. That's what I'm talking about, brother. You blessed, brother. You dancing. You dancing the wind. They go dance. Come on, dance with them, y'all.
Right. So we 17 years in, man. So it's nothing that we can't say to each other. So for her to tell me, hey, I don't like that song, there's got to be something wrong with it.
Tupac, that's something he said as an artist. Make the music for the ladies.
Right.
Because when you go to the parties, the women are the ones that set it off. Line dancing, something you mentioned, line dancing. The trail rides, man, that's big where we from. And for you as an artist, I've been around a long time, man. It used to be only just blues.
Right.
When did it change? When did the transition come to like fun party music with blues in the form of what we call today Southern Soul?
It has to come from the performance standpoint. Because you have people like Otis Redding. He was such a great performer. And I don't want to mess the name up. Bill and Dave and Bill, I want to say from New York, they came down and they were such good performers. Like with "I'm a Soul Man," when they had that, people just wanted to dance. So the more that you want to do that, the more you innovate and just make people dance. And now it turns into a party. That's all you got. And when you have people that come in and keep trying new stuff, and if it works, it sticks, and everybody follows suit. So which is real big with what I do, because I just call it trail ride music. It's really a blend of Southern. I just kind of bounce back and forth from Southern Soul to Zydeco. I throw some 90s R&B in it, on some bridges here and there, and I blend hip hop into it. So I don't try to box it in and make it one thing. I just take everything that I've learned over the years dealing with music, and really, I don't know all the rules to it. I don't know all the rules to Southern Soul. Harmonies have to go here. You have to say these certain things. I don't know the rules to Zydeco. So I just do what I do. I just do what I do and what makes me feel good. So that way, you can't box me in. If I just tell you, hey, I make trail ride music, as opposed to, hey, I make Zydeco music, and you're looking for all those elements of Zydeco. Are you looking for all those elements of Southern Soul? No, this is just something totally different in my own lane, because I'm just doing what makes me feel good. I'm not following, okay, step one for a trail ride, step one for a Southern Soul song is this, step two, step three. I'm just doing what makes me feel good when I go in, which makes for a better song. I just go where the music takes me, because I'm an artist.
that's interesting you say that, the separation between trail ride music, Southern Soul, Zydeco. There are different genres where we're from. A lot of people correlate them all the same because they all show up at the party.
Right.
There's no different bounce music, different P-pop music, no different big band. Second line music.
And the thing is, Southern Soul, the southern part of it is really comes from Memphis, and it was really where country, gospel, and R&B started to just they all mixed together into one. So the thing about it is the younger generation that's coming in. We used to go to trail rides, and it was strictly older folks, and it might have been 30 and up out there at trail rides, and Zydeco festivals. But now you have a wider range. It may be 18 to 50 that's out there now. So with the younger crowd, it used to just be Zydeco band, live Zydeco bands that was going out there. Now you got a DJ, and I mean they playing club music, then they playing Southern Soul. They may mix some Zydeco depending on who it is. They'll mix. I mean, they just blend it, so it's just a big party now. Which the older generation gets mad at it because they're like, oh, this isn't what trail rides used to be. But I mean, what can you do? I mean, this is the next generation that's coming up, and that's just what it is now. You just kind of gotta evolve with the times. The younger generation is coming in, they're out there dancing, twerking, which they don't like that. But I mean, artists like Fox.
Fox
Amity. He's killing out there, and he goes artists like Nelson. They play out there those trail rides. So I mean, you just gotta just go with what you're going with, man. That's what the people want, and that's what you give to them, which makes it better on an artist like me that I'm blending a lot of, trap Zydeco, as some people call it. It may be some accordion in the background, but it's got a heavy club bass line to it, so it helps me out. I can kind of create my own lane and fall off into it.
The first time I heard the transition, I would say that I actually recognized it was from Floyd Taylor. Then I would probably say like the other Zydeco guy, what's his name, Chris.
He's big.
All those guys, J. Paul Jr., a whole different sound. Then you got the guys down Highway Heavy them down there, and of course Jeter Jones. These guys, man, they coming out, man, with a total different sound, total different feel.
Right.
It's like, man, it's like you said, it's the music evolving.
Right.
It's the music evolving, man, and I love the sound myself because you can listen to it like you listen to hip hop now.
Right. The big thing about it is they playing those records in the club now.
Yeah.
So I mean they playing those records in the club. So why wouldn't you want a heavy 808 and something that's really gonna make them shake it out there on the dance floor? I mean you can't help it. I mean, as an artist, I lick my chops when I'm sitting there waiting to go up, and they playing these records and hearing people, seeing the way they respond. That makes me want to go out and make one of them records I know they can play in the club, but it's still a trail ride song.
Yeah. Yeah, man, the trail rides, man, for the part of the world that don't know about the culture down south. The trail ride is when some of us country boys, we get together, you know what I'm saying? We go four-wheeling and mudding, you got a mix of good ass food the whole damn time.
Right.
People got their horses out there.
Right.
And that's where you're going to find the finest of the finest Southern Bells in the South.
The cornbread fed ones.
Oh, yeah, cornbread fed. Ain't no jiffy.
Right.
Yeah, ain't no jiffy neither. But that's where it's a good time, man. It's peaceful.
Right.
And those types of parties are good time. You don't hear about people getting to no shootouts, nobody dying, I mean, it happens, don't get me wrong.
Every now and then it happens in any setting, but the biggest thing is an all day thing, and once the sun goes down, it's a party in the pasture, what I call it. It's a party in the pasture, man. Big old the pasture is the dance floor, man, and they turn up till it's time to go home.
Yeah, you better not wear no all white Air Force Ones out there if you know like I know.
Man, I got a buddy of mine. Buddy of mine. He did a song with me. He had never done that type of song, and somebody heard it and they booked him. And he was like, "Hey man, do I need to get some boots to go out there?" I was like, "Look, you wear them Jordans out there if you want to. That'll be the last time you wear them shoes. I promise you, they're gonna be done when you leave out of there, man. So you better go get you some boots."
Hey man, one thing about a trail ride time and the down south time, man, it ain't no cheap time. That's for damn sure.
Oh no, it ain't cheap.
Hey man, I tell you what, man. This is a sidebar for my former life. Before I was delivered. You know what I mean? I was taking this girl around. We was going to these strip clubs, right? And we was pulling up to these strip clubs. It was all big trucks out there.
Right.
She was like, "Man, why we going these broke niggas over here? These trucks." I said, "Girl, do you know how much these trucks cost?"
Yeah.
This where the money.
Right. Right.
This was the most.
Go ahead,
the most expensive pair of shoes I ever bought was some boots, some Tony Llamas. While you playing?
Man, look, them boots cost more than Jordans. I bought me some Cayman boots, man. I think they were about $400.
Yeah,
I go in Boot Barn and get a lot of my stuff, man, and they follow me around the whole time I'm there, like I'm in there still. You want me to take that to the front, man? Just go ahead, take it. Take it to the front. Take it, man. But yeah, it ain't cheap, man. But them trucks cost money now, man. You pay about $100,000 for a new truck.
Them trucks cost a house.
Right. I had somebody I was working with. He went home and he had an old lady that moved all the stuff out the house. We asked the neighbors, "You see what was going on?" It's like, "Yeah, man, somebody pulled up in the King Ranch with a big long gooseneck trailer on there and got all that stuff." Like, "Yeah, hey, bro, she done. Pull up in that King Ranch, you done with, bro. She ain't coming back." She had to left that man for a cattle rancher, man.
Hey, boy, for all the fellas out there thinking that them slabs is it, boy, you fellas, they love the guys in the trucks now. Like I know, boy, you better
buy a truck and jack it up. That's what they want, man.
You don't even need no rims. You just look good.
You're right, though, man.
Pull up in that truck, boy, your gal gone, boy.
It's over with.
Hey,
need a parachute to hop out of it.
The parachute.
Yeah, man.
For real, man. So, man, then tell me this, man. The ride with Jeter Jones. You know what I'm saying? What's that been like, man? What's that been under his tutelage, on his mentorship? Because he's been in the game for a while. I'm pretty sure he got some great guidance and great information to give you about the business as well as just all around, just in the industry itself.
He put me straight to work, opening up a few shows for him. But really, the biggest learning that I've had was just sitting back watching. The first show we did, we didn't talk too much. I just watched him, how he moved out there whenever we got out to the club. We came in the back, and when I tell you, he talked to every single person that was in that building and spent money to come in there and see us. He went sat at their tables. When songs came on that they liked, he danced with them, let them take as many pictures as they wanted. He was just accessible. And I sat back and I looked at it and I was like, that's why people love him so much, because as artists, you're not always accessible to your fans. They can't reach out and touch you. They can't stand there and have a conversation with you. It's just in and out. They rush you in so quick, get you to the stage and rush you out of there. You barely have time to talk to somebody. Or when you do, it's just quick on the pass by. You want me to sign that verb and sign it so I can go. When I saw him take time and talk to every fan that came out there, I took that in and I was like, that's the kind of artist I want to be. I want to be a people's person, because people are going to listen to your music because they be like, "Oh man, I remember I was down there in Leesville and he came, sat at the table and talked to me for an hour." It's just little stuff like that is what I've learned. I mean, they just been on me. They're ready for the album, man. He just feels like, from what he told me, he what I do fits right in to the trail ride. He can just take me with him wherever he go and let me turn the party up for him. So it's been good. I'm just trying to fulfill my obligation of the contract, which is It was a good deal. So say my lawyer. Thank you to Jay Goins. I got the album done. I went finished it Thursday, so we good to go on my end.
That's what's up, man. Man, tell us about it, because the first time I heard Dance With Me cut. You know, that's the first one I heard. I was scrolling down my timeline, and, you know, because man, I'm a O.B. Buchanan fan. You know,
Right.
and I like J. Paul Jr., one of my favorites. Not because we have the same name.
Right.
He the junior, you know. I'm just J. Paul. You know?
Right.
But I saw you, man, and I heard the song. I'm like, man, who's this? You know, because
Right.
everybody sound different.
Right.
Everybody sound unique. They all had a unique voice. You have a unique voice. You know,
Right.
So how is the people's response to your music so far?
Everybody that hears it, I mean, they like it. I mean, if you actually take the time to listen to it, you'll like it, you know, but I don't ever think I get enough streams on it. You know, I don't ever think people share it enough, you know, if I got to work this record, so, you know, to get to 300 streams, I got to work it for 3 weeks to get to 300 streams on it. I feel like I'm not doing enough and they don't like it enough, you know, but I haven't gotten any bad responses on it. I used to deal with, well, I still deal with them, they family now, with a review show out of Houston called the Hip Hop Live Review Show. And when I first started sending my records in, I was just getting back into the mix, and man, they hated every one of them. They hated everyone. They played 30 seconds in, they was cutting it off. But
the hip hop or your current stuff, or the trail?
Yeah, my rap records. But I was really stuck in the time, you know, really still trying to find myself, getting back into it after being off so long. So I took their critiques and I went back into the lab, and they started liking a little bit more here, a little bit more there, you know. Out of 7 out of 10, you know, I started getting a 5 here, 7 there. And then I hit a stride where everything I was sending in, oh, they loved it. Yeah. But we did the Dance With Me cut. I sent it to them early. I sent it to them at like 2:00 because they do it every other Wednesday. So the day they were having a show, I was like, man, I'm confident about this record. I sent it in about 2:00, and when I sent it, probably about 2 or 3 minutes later, they called me on Messenger immediately. They was like, hey, man, it's a big record. We want to help you push it, you know. So, you know, I knew I had something when I got it done. But people don't know this. I don't tell everybody this, but Dance With Me, I actually wrote that record probably about 12 years ago. Okay. It started off as a strip club anthem.
The one now. The Dance
With Me, the way you hear it now, it used to be a rap song.
Oh,
but
okay.
It was like during the Atlanta time when, you know, they were big on the strip club music. I kept trying to make a song, but every time I recorded, something would go wrong. Like it'd be a problem with the mic or something, and it sounded distorted, or I get it recorded, get it sounding like I wanted the hard drive would crash or something. Like it would always be something crazy, and I just scrapped the record altogether. But when I went into the lab with my engineer, just going in there to sing on some records, I want to make my studio time worth it. So I sat down and I was going to do a project called Split Personalities, where I was just doing a bunch of different genres: reggae, rap, rock and roll, R&B. And then I said I needed something that was going to tie me in and show that I was from Louisiana. So I said, maybe I'll do a Southern Soul song. So I started digging for Southern Soul tracks, listened to the first 2. I was like, that's not it. Got to the third one, and it was the beat it's the track that you hear now with the actual song. And as soon as I heard it, I started singing the Dance With Me hook that I wrote for these strippers, you know, 12 years ago. And it just fit perfect the first time I said it. And I mean, I used the same verse and everything. You know, I just changed shaking in the club to stepping in the club now, you know, so now it's a Zydeco track instead of a stripper song. So, I mean, it just worked. It felt good. The features, you know, Soul Baby Groove and Special Edit, they showed out on it. So, I mean, everything just fell into place so perfect, man. We had to be on something, you know. I'm glad I made that record and just stuck with that genre, man, and listen to those people in Houston that said this the only kind of records you need to be making, because it's got me to where I am now.
But how is that, receiving feedback from somebody like me? I believe I have an ear for music. People tell me that. Is that receiving feedback or criticism or quality control opinions from people who may not have executive experience?
The first time it hurts. It makes you angry. Like, oh man, they just hate. And I know that, I know this is good, because when I'm doing it and I'm listening to it at first, I'm like, oh, this is the best thing I've ever heard, because it's me. But the first time it hurts. Like, it pissed me off. I was like, I'm never watching this show again. But I went back, and being that it was live, they recorded, I went back and listened to it again and listened to what they were saying. Because the first thing, as soon as they cut it off, I was like, oh no, that ain't it. I instantly got mad. It pissed, because like Erykah Badu say, I'm an artist and I'm sensitive about my shit.
Right.
But like I said, at first it hurts, but once you understand that listening to that, instead of being upset, if you take all of that and add it to your notes over here, or use that as motivation to do better, I mean, it makes you a better artist for it. And everybody can't deal with that, But that's not just with music. That's just in life. People can't take constructive criticism. True. But I have a thick skin, so it doesn't bother me, because I believe in always telling the truth. Whether you may not like me for it, but I'm gonna tell you exactly what I feel and how I feel about stuff, and because I don't have a filter system, so however I think about it, I say it. So if you're gonna dish it, you got to be able to take it. So. It's not for everybody. And if you can't handle it, you got to get out of it, because on some level, somebody's always going to tell you, hey, you shouldn't do that on the record. And you have to be able to understand why they're saying it.
Hey, boy, you're definitely a manual. Yeah, man.
Right.
Yeah, man, because I think that's important with anybody. Like you said, in life in general, we have to be able to receive that, man. And I tell you what, man, whatever feedback you receive, whether it be from your muse, which is your wife, and your A&R, or from your label, Jeter Jones, them, man, it's definitely working in your favor, man. Because it shows up in your music. And I also see you performing quite a bit on stage, man, on your social media, man. So how's that experience? What do you prefer, creating or performing?
Excuse me. I love creating. I absolutely love creating, because it's almost like building a house, and you stand back and you build a house with your bare hands, and you stand back and look at it like, oh, that's nice. And then you look, oh, let me add a mailbox over here. Let me build a mailbox. Everything that I do is trying to be better. Like, I surprise myself sometimes, because I'll write a song and be like, God, this is so good. And the feedback is so good. Like, how am I going to do better than this? I'm creating something from scratch that somebody's going to love. It's like a paint, like the perfect painting, like Picasso. But I mean, the performing aspect, I mean, that's great. I mean, that's great too. You get to get out in front of your fans. When I first got on the trail ride scene, it was just get up there and they standing there just looking at me like, and you don't know if they like it. But you still got to keep doing what you're doing. And then they wait until after my song goes off, and I done tucked my tail between my legs trying to leave out the stage, because I didn't get no response. And then it was just this big roar from the crowd. They loved it. They were screaming like they loved it. I was just like, man, give me that.
100%. I'm sure they're only responding that way because they're not familiar with you.
Yeah, because they don't know who I am.
But they love it when they hear it.
Right.
They can't sing the words with you.
Right. And that makes sense. But here recently, I mean, this is the first times that I'm recording. They got cameras pointed in my face the whole time. So, it's just about trying to read the room and try to interact with the people and just try to give them a good show, man. I'm grateful at this point, man. I'm loving it,
When they put them cameras in your face, they know you're not.
Right.
They know you're not.
Definitely. I went from you know, because it's so many trail ride events, you know, every weekend, especially once it gets hot outside, it's every weekend there's something going on. So man, I would call every flyer that I would see. I would call, hey, I'm Buddy Lee 318. I'm an up and coming artist. Can I come get 15 minutes at your show? Can I get 10 minutes? Can I get, you know, went from calling and doing shows for free to now they calling and booking me now, man. So it's great, man. I'm loving it.
That's beautiful, man. Congratulations, man. Hey, man, that lets you know that hard work pays off.
Right. You definitely have to grind. Always be talking to somebody about trying to promote yourself, man. That's the only advice I can give, man.
Absolutely, man. I'm glad you've been doing it, brother, man. It's paying off for you. It's working out, man. And shout out to Jeter Jones, man, in the camp over there, man, for giving you a shot. Well, right. for embracing you, rather, man, and putting you on in the brighter spotlight. Because your music is great. The confidence is there, man. I'm sure the more you perform, the more confidence you get on stage. So the crowd response probably is not even the focus at this point, because we're focusing on how much of a great performer you have to be.
As an artist, like, that's the biggest love that you can get, is have somebody singing along while you're out there. So to have them responding and they learning the hook on the fly and singing it while I'm up there, I mean, that's a dope experience, man. I just enjoy the ride. That show that I did with Jeter, had a girl, she lost her mind at the front door when she was like, because they were like, hey, it's $10 to get in. And I'm like, I'm performing tonight. She was like, wait, you Buddy Lee. And she damn near knocked her friend over trying to get a picture. And it just tripped me out. I was texting Big Papa at the time, and I was like, man, this girl almost knocked her friend over at the front door trying to take a picture. And he was just like, hey, man, you know, because being that he's been, you know, Big Papa done been to the top of the mountaintop, you know, and he was just like, hey, man, that's a blessing, and just enjoy it and take all those moments in, because time doesn't stop. You know, meaning that right now it's your moment, but tomorrow it might not be. So just enjoy that and be grateful and show respect to your fans, because, man, they're the ones that's gonna push you to that next level. So I'm just enjoying the ride, man. I can't even lie, man. Wherever it stops, I mean, that's where it stops. But right now we up. Hey,
brother, I hate to spoil it for you, man, but you here for life now, man. So hey, you might well enjoy this ride.
I sure hope so, man. I sure hope so, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Every day is just a blessing, man. But yeah, I'm ready to just try to get this album out. We got a couple samples to clear. But I got it ready, man. I just got to get the mastering done and paperwork, you know, all the boring stuff. You know, I got all the fun stuff out of the way. I can do all the boring stuff now.
Yeah, so, man, tell the people, man, because they can stream it on all DSP, on digital streaming platforms. They can check you on YouTube, your IG. But tell the people who may not know, what's your up-and-coming projects and what's some of the singles that you have out right now?
So the upcoming project is actually the album itself. And I just decided to just call it Trail Ride Music, because that's technically what it is, you know. So I call it Trail Ride Music. It's going to be 12 songs. Only 4 songs have features as of now. I'm thinking about getting my sister to come do some background vocals and try to get her to do a verse for me. But doesn't have a whole lot of features. It's 12 songs. What's out now is Dance With Me featuring Soul Baby Groove and Special Eddie. Also, Flying Down I-49 featuring Big Papa and Lil Bub. And my latest single is At the Trail Ride, which I just got the video for that. The Dance With Me, the video is on YouTube as well. And everything can be found at Buddy Lee 318.
That's what's happening, man. And some of those features on there, man, are those your label mates?
No. All those are people from Alexandria, except for Big Papa. Just kind of paying homage to the people from home, you know, that I know. I mean, Alexandria has so much talent. I mean, you can get anything you want there, from recording with the best engineers, videos. I mean, you have so many great rappers and singers there, and it's like we smack dab in the middle of the state, and it's like everybody forget about it. Shreveport has been on, Baton Rouge, New Orleans, but what about Alexandria? You know, so it's always been the mission that, you know, whoever get in the door first, just take it, you know, just hold it open and let everybody else come in. So if I can be that stepping stone, you know, if you don't mind talking about country stuff and talking about the trail ride scene, you know, if you can adapt to that, I mean, if you're a good artist, you can do that, you know. So, I mean, I might as well try to take whoever I'm going to take with me, you know.
Such a true statement. We do have a lot of talent out of our hometown, man, Alexandria, man.
Right.
In all genres, like you mentioned, production,
Right.
videography, sound, audio, production, even comedians. The guy D-Lay, my boy Baby,
Right.
out there, you know,
Right.
and, you know, sports, you know what I mean, all of that stuff. Shout out to Juan Pierre, you know,
Right.
and, myself, you know, just a lot of great talent. You know what I mean. You talking about guys back in the day like Fade, Doobie Smooth, you know, all these guys
Right.
back in the day, man. It's just
Right.
a lot
Right.
of great talent, man. It sounds like your buzz is definitely picking up. It sounds like,
Right.
man, you're definitely crossing those barriers, those city lines, those state lines. You're in Texas, and Texas, in my personal opinion, it's just a big Louisiana. They're real big on the trail ride music and Southern soul as well.
Man, you'd be surprised across the South how many trail rides there are, from Alabama to Mississippi to Texas,
yeah.
Arkansas. Man, I had somebody call me from Virginia.
Yeah, oh yeah. That's considered the South, you know.
Yeah, of course, anything below the Mason. And I argued with my buddy about it. He's like, man, Virginia. He's like, man, Virginia ain't the South. I was like, man, anything below the Mason-Dixon, man, that's Northeast. I was like, bro, I'm telling you. But because we were arguing, because I was like, bro, they called me for a trail ride. He was like, they trail ride up north. I'm like,
Oh, yeah.
that's the South. You know, but I was going to have to charge them so much to travel, you know, to come all the way up there. They ended up not even calling me back. But I was like, I mean, that's just what it is. I mean, that's just business. You know, I hate to do that, but you should have got on the train then, because the price about to go up again, you know? So, I mean, it just is what it is. But yeah, man, trail riding is a big culture. And the good thing about it is it's not seasonal. You know, during the summertime they have the trail rides, but then when it get cold outside, they just move inside and do a boots and blue jeans or Dukes and boots, you know, whatever they want to call it. But they just move inside whenever and have a convention hall type setting whenever it gets cold outside. So it's definitely a time to make money year round.
Yeah, indeed, man. That's a beautiful thing, Buddy Lee, man. I'm proud of you, good brother. And I'm
Thank
happy
you.
for you, man. I'm happy for you, man. All your emotion and all of that, man. And I
Thank
pray
you.
that as you continue to ascend, and I'll be able to interview you again, and you don't forget about me.
Oh man, you know, just a phone call away at this point, man. We locked in now, man. You know, people always say, man, don't forget about me, but I really mean it when I be like, no, I'm not, man. There's no way, you know, because especially going home to record. I mean, from a personal aspect, I'm like, man, my engineer done recorded 80% of this album. I want to let him go ahead and finish it, so I'm driving home. You know, drive home, pay him the money, I pay the travel to do all of that, and just let him finish it. You know, it's nothing like recording with the man that took me there, because I don't want to sign a deal and then blow you off. Deal over with, thing didn't work out. Now I got to come back. Oh man, you know, I need to get some studio time. But you know, I just never wanted to be that type of person, because I don't have a whole lot of friends. So if we locked in, we locked all the way in, you know. And I'm big on loyalty, man. And this is the formula that worked, that got me here. K-Sam give me my signature sound anyway. So I mean, that was important to me, to make sure I went and finished that album with him. That was important to me.
Yeah, and speaking of which, because we hear guys saying, like, especially like with modern technology, you know, guys, you go live in studio, or you email the tracks. What do you feel as far as chemistry to get a better sound and a better quality delivery while you're producing the music and creating music? Do you prefer to be in studio with the person, or you prefer for them to just send the track over and you just add your vocals to it?
It's definitely a great vibe to get in and record with somebody, you know, and y'all create that together, especially if I don't know what your verse is and I'm hearing it for the first time, because it gives me a chance to be a fan standing outside listening to it and react to it the same way the fans will react to it. But I've done it all type of ways, you know, email. But then when you have to wait on somebody to send their verse back, you know, the anticipation or, you know, their sound quality might not be the same. Now I got to get my engineer to work with it. It's always better to do something in the same studio. Did a rap project. My last rap project that I did, we recorded it in one day. It ended up being 11 tracks. We did the whole project in one day, but every song except for the intro, I had a feature on it. So it was a different Alexandria artist on each one of the songs, man. So it was just the revolving door, different artists coming in, and you know, storytelling while we sitting down there waiting on somebody to do their verse. You know, it was a dope experience. So I say it's always better to be in studio with somebody when you're recording a song, because that way, if I have an idea about something, I don't have to call you and be like, man, we should have did this, or we should have did that, or I need to get you back to do it. We can just do everything right there. You know, we can bounce ideas off each other. That way we put out the best possible record there is.
Go, man. I'm really enjoying your presence, man. Really enjoying your response, man. And it's Buddy Lee 318, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Check him out on all digital streaming platforms, man. This brother, he's a real, true, stomp down artist, man. And for your trail rides, your events, your backyard boogers, it don't matter. Throw him on, and it's gonna be on. I get like the old man you say, I guarantee.
Guarantee.
I guarantee. Yeah, man. You know, on another note, with modern technology and the evolution of music and the way that it's distributed, it was a fella I saw on Instagram the other day. He had he made a post, and a great production, by the way, that he did. He put a piece together about Spotify,
right,
and how the splits of record sales and album sales are distributed amongst the label to the artist. And he was complaining that the platform takes more away from the artist and gives more to the label. And financially, he didn't think that it was fair. What do you think about that as far as the way artists distribute their music nowadays? And do you agree that digital streaming platforms, do you think they're beneficial, or do you think they can hurt you financially more so?
Man, it's the pennies that they're paying out. They don't pay well at all. But I would say about having a problem with your label getting more of the money, you got to have your paperwork right. That's one thing I learned. That was the biggest thing that the people from the Hip Hop Live show did for me, man. They put me with an artist developer that helped me do everything I needed to do to make my money. I started my own publishing company, you know, register my artist name, showed me how to copyright and register all my music. I mean, but I absolutely hate this social media era and the digital era, because I come from a time where we were out there hand to hand, what I used to call hand to hand combat with these CDs trying to sell them, you know? So you think about 3,000 streams will make you about, 1,000 streams makes you about $3 to $4. As opposed to if I would have touched those 1,000 people, $5 a piece for each one of my projects, you know, I'd have made all that plus more. But it's definitely an easy accessible area. You have more of a reach, but as an artist, I mean, all your money really comes from show money anyway. So, you know, if you're looking to strike it rich off of streams, I mean, you have to do an astronomical number. You had to get 1 million streams per month, you know, to really be making some money. I mean, but you had to be a superstar for that. So put it like this. So the video for Dance With Me is on YouTube, right? It's been out about 8 months now. And I check my numbers and stuff every night before I go to bed, you know, just see what the stuff is doing. Last weekend, checked it on a Friday night. I had 568 streams on the Dance With Me record. And woke up the next morning, it was at 9.2 thousand. And I thought my YouTube was glitching, so I closed it out. I didn't know what was wrong. So I was like, there's no way I got 8,500 streams overnight, and opened it back up, and that's what it was. But the bad thing about it is, which I was so excited, oh, I'm getting all these crazy streams. But the bad thing about it is, I don't have enough subscribers so I can monetize my work.
Yeah.
So it's at almost 12,000 views, and I can't make no money off of it because they're not putting ads on it. I can't monetize it because I don't have enough subscribers. So, I mean, yay, we got all the streams, but we can't make no money off of it. So, I mean, you know, it's tricky, man. It's real tricky, you know. So me as an artist, I try to rely on making sure getting booked for these shows and getting paid for them.
And well deserved, man, because you guys put in a lot of work, man. The quality sound you have, man. There's another artist back home, Primetime Jet. You know,
right.
Jug and those guys, man. The quality that's being produced, man, from you brothers down south, man, from back home, man, is top-notch quality.
Me and Jet go to the same engineer. I know Jet. We good friends.
Yeah, man. I mean, you know, man, the quality being produced.
Right.
You know, for all the people listening, when you support these guys and the women too, when you support these artists, support them, because with the money they're investing in producing great quality music to entertain and to keep us smiling and to keep us happy and to keep the energy level and the vibrations in our lives balanced. You know what I'm saying? They invest a lot more in themselves. You know, so you guys are investing a lot in us so that you can be heard. And so the people out there, man, support this guy, man, because they putting out real top-notch quality music, man. It ain't what I say, man. It ain't chopped up and slopped up, man. You know, it's not slopped up, man. This is good quality music, and I guarantee, man, you won't be disappointed. So, Buddy Lee 318, man, tell the people, man, how they can get in contact with and support you, man.
You can follow me on everything. Is at Buddy_Lee_318. It's just Buddy Lee on Facebook. If you want to book me, man, just hit me up. You can hit me on the messenger. You can call me 318-787-4968. Man, call me, man. We come put out a show. We'll discuss the budget. We work with any budget.
So the brother everywhere like the air. And there it is, man. Thank you so much for, man, being here with me, man. God bless you in every good, great way on your journey, man. And hey, brother, we're gonna be tapped in, man.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Thank you. Hey, thank you for having me, man. Before we go, I was just talking to my cameraman, Panic, and he was just telling me, man, I need to start doing some podcasts, man. So it was everything just falling in the line. You know, everything we want right now, we getting it. You know, everything we dream of is happening. So we talked about podcasts, and J. Paul hit me up, man. So it just fell in perfect. I had to do it, man. I appreciate you for having me.
Man, I appreciate the time, man. Thank you so much, man. And man, continued success, man. Shout out to Jeter Jones, man, and your production team.
Brothers Entertainment, man. It's all love, man. Hey, it's a bunch of dope artists coming off there too, man. It ain't just me. You got about 10 other artists, and we bringing it, man. We bringing it. We trying to take over.
But shout them out. Who your label mates?
So you got D Riggs, Jali. He's a dope artist. He's out of Alabama. Bolton Wright, Tasha Mack, Tiffany Rachelle, man, she sings, bro. Like, she really sings. Deshae and Nadia. So we all, like I said, we all great artists. And he put a hell of a lineup together. We call it the Southern Soul Avengers.
That's what's up.
With Jeter Jones at the head, man. So, like I say, we're gonna do some real big things, man, especially on this trail ride scene, man. We're gonna take it over.
You're on your way if you ain't already there. And I
got the bags packed, man.
There it is, man. If you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready.
That's right. I got the bags packed. I'm looking out the door. He say it's right around the corner. I'm looking out the door. I don't know when he gonna pull up. That way when they pull up, I can just bust on out the door and be throwing my stuff in the car. You ain't gotta stop. Just jump on in. We can pull out, man. I'm ready. I'm ready to get there.
That's what's up, man. And while you do it, man, make sure you do it with your boots on. Hey,
that's it, man. Ain't no other way.
Yes, sir. All right, man. Buddy Lee, man. Respect and salute, man. God bless.
Salute, brother.
We gone.